All right, y'all. Got some news today at 8:45, and we got some news at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Um, got PMI, and we've got home sale. It's both for that macro. We have home sale. Let's see what price does. Um, yeah,
Warning signs.
midpoint of the whole.
Learn how to catch the shift before it spirals. Stop trading your
Today's
emotions
price
instead
action.
of your strategy. By Sarah. Level up your mindset. Grow your P&L. When Lawrence came to me, he already knew what being a great trader felt like. But every now and then, he'd still have a blowout day.
Bro, I'm bullish. So
Over time, we realized there was a clear cycle going on that looked something like this. A blowout. A recovery period, 1 to 2 weeks of no trading. A return to the charts, calm, detached, and focused. Slowly, attachment crept back in.
we've got this value gap.
It was always the same, and it wasn't sudden. Signs showed up every time when it was about to
Possibly turn into an IWG.
didn't give them the value they deserved. And that's exactly what this post is about. The early micro moments that matter, and why you keep ignoring them. You know you're not supposed to trade emotionally. But still, you sit through tiredness. You push after mistakes. You feel tension in your body, but keep going. You check your P&L, scroll X, drop to a lower time frame. Most traders I get in touch with wait until things are already spiraling to intervene. They try to fix the mistake in the middle of it. By that point, it's too late. If that emotion goes unrecognized, it starts driving your decisions. That's when the pattern takes over, and you find yourself revenge trading. Now you're trading your state, not your strategy. So what's the fix? Don't try to change the pattern when it's fully formed. Catch the shift before it becomes a monster. To do that, you need two things. Learn your personal warning signs. Build a system around them. That's what this post is about. Today you'll learn the two types of warning signs. Why traders see them but still ignore them. Lawrence's case study on how he tackled his blowout days. And a downloadable Notion warning sign tracker you can start using this week. By the end, you'll have a clearer sense of how to stop repeating the same mistakes before they happen. Why you keep missing the moment that matters. When I ask them in the coaching session, most traders actually show knowledge when it comes to their warning signs. They're just treating them in a non-productive way. Traders are normally very aware of the toxicity of these warning signs and show a willingness to implement the action plans discussed. But during the trading session, the story is different. Your brain presents you with all sorts of rationalizations to push through the moment. I feel tired, but it's just one more trade. I know I shouldn't be looking at other pairs, but I'm just checking. I already made 2 mistakes, but professionals prove their worth after mistakes. The most dangerous self-talk in trading usually starts with, it's just this one time.
I'd like to see price cross above this down candle.
It just ends up having a huge impact on your trading. The problem with just is that it's the small shift you need to go from.
It looks to take a bath.
The rationalization feels harmless until you're already caught in the trap. This was exactly Lawrence's case, a current coaching client. The mistake had become a hardwired habit. Even when he wasn't emotionally hijacked, he defaulted to the same behavior. Again and again. I told him, the answer is not external. If you keep ignoring the warning signs, you keep feeding the pattern. Change starts with how you treat the signs when they show up. The 2 types of warning signs. To catch the shift early, you need to build sensitivity to your personal early warning system. That means learning how to spot 2 types of warning signs. 1, internal signs. Thoughts or self-talk like, I know I can make the money back. I know I can prove myself. I call them hero thoughts because they feel powerful at the moment, but they are destructive. Emotional shifts, frustration, urgency, hope. Physical cues, tight breathing, increased heart rate. 2, external. These are tiny actions you tend to perform to the mistake. They feel harmless because they are not the mistake, but it's an illusion. micromanaging trades, checking P&L repeatedly, scrolling Discord or social media. A premature entry or early exit is the first mistake. The earlier you spot these, the more power you have to interrupt them. But you have to know exactly what your subtle signs
Wait
are.
for a close.
Most traders
Always,
overlook
always
them.
go
They
away
think
for
they'll
a
bounce
close of
back,
the candle.
but if you count how often those signs
Enter
led
the
to a mistake
retail
purchase,
if you're not entering at the
you'll see
lows.
the truth, and then it'll be easier for you to take
We
a
have
different
some
approach.
discount.
The three-step
See
habit
the
change
algorithm.
process. Every habit change follows the same loop. Recognition, spot the thought, emotion, or behavior. Interruption, pause. Step out of autopilot. Replacement, choose a better response. A daily life example. You get a triggering message. Anger spikes. You pause. Don't reply yet. You go
Didn't
for a
have
walk
much
or
of a
call a
gap.
friend. Then respond in a calm, rational way. Now a trading example. You make two mistakes. Chest tightens. You feel an urge to redeem. You pause. Walk away. You do breath work. Then you return, clear and composed. The only difference is whether you catch the shift early or let it take the wheel. Lawrence's rule. Once we identified Lawrence's exact warning signs, the trader from last week's post, we created a simple rule. If any of his signs showed up, he would enter the recovery stage. Here's a reminder of what his cycle looked like. We wanted to use the warning signs as a cue to pause trading for some days as a way to return to the mindset that always followed his recovery phase, detached, sharp, process-oriented. Here were his subtle signs. One trade holding too much pressure. Two consecutive losses plus the urge to make it back. Emotional volatility, especially anger after a loss. Money-based self-talk, negativity, or victim mindset. For accountability purposes, Lawrence had to message me in the coaching chat every time a warning sign showed up. That made the recognition unavoidable and created a moment of choice. Either honor the sign and take the break, or ignore it and risk it again. The performance of this new cycle could only come with a strong awareness of the benefits and consequences of both options before making the decision. That's what gives meaning to any rule you follow, how emotionally connected you are with the benefits of following it and the consequences of not doing so. If there's a strong motive behind stopping the mistake, you'll be able to make the rule work. That's why a strong purpose is key. Lawrence had one. Lawrence wrote a guest post sharing more about his trading and coaching experience with me. You can read it here. Your turn. Start catching the shift early. I created a simple warning sign tracker you can use in your next session. It walks you through your internal and external signs, creating a personal reset routine, building in self-accountability. This is about making your warning signs as obvious as possible. Your mind is sneaky. It'll rationalize. Sometimes mind work isn't enough. You have to involve your senses. The gateway to stopping a well-worn mistake is what happened right before it. You don't need to be a hero to be highly profitable. In fact, stepping back is often the real hero move. Practice this, and over time, you'll notice fewer blowups and better emotional resets. Eventually, your strongest trigger won't hold the same power on you. That's when you feel in control of your training. With love, Sarah. P.S. Lawrence wrote a guest post sharing more about his experience. You can read it here. Elevate your trading with personalized coaching designed for serious traders. 2, 4, or 6-month programs. Weekly 90-minute coaching calls. Chat support for real-time feedback. Proven tools, performance trackers, worksheets, and trading psychology journals. Ready to finally eliminate repetitive mistakes and grow P&L. Related reads. How top traders stay in control when the market goes wild. The Power of Flexible Trading by Sarah. On Saturday, April 26th, I'm hosting a live session on a topic many traders don't get support with: unlearning the mind programs holding back your trading success. If you've ever felt stuck, repeating mistakes you know how to avoid, this is for you. It's a paid subscriber only webinar. I'd love to see you there. Click here to save your spot. This past week was a brutal reminder of one thing: the market doesn't care about your plan. Between the inflation data, unexpected rate guidance from the Fed, and geopolitical tensions, we saw it all. Sudden reversals, wild breakouts, traps, squeezes, and fake outs. Sometimes all in the same session. And all four traders I'm working with noticed the same thing: their strategy's performance shifted. But the truth that's sometimes hard to admit is it's never the market's fault. The blame doesn't belong to volatility. It belongs to our ability or inability to adapt. In moments like this, you don't have the luxury of slow adaptation. You need to adjust, and you need to do it fast. That alone can dictate whether you survive or enter a cycle of drawdown and confidence depletion. That's where flexibility becomes your sharpest edge. In my line of work, I've seen it over and over, especially with long-term
That
traders.
1 minute does
It's
not
not the
make
most
price look
disciplined
like the
traders who
most
survive in
but
certain markets. It's the most adaptable. This post is about that. We'll cover the two types of feedback needed to adapt, why traders confuse rigid discipline with control, how to be flexible mentally, emotionally, and strategically, a real example from a client who has adjusted successfully this past week, and most importantly, how to know the difference between a smart adaptation and a subtle sabotage in disguise. Let's dive in. Why structure alone isn't enough. As a trader, you've likely invested heavily in structure, building rules, routines, and processes you trust to support your consistency. That structure becomes your anchor. That's where you extract confidence from. And if you're doing it this way, you're doing it right. But in volatile environments, rigid structure turns into a trap. The best traders aren't just structured, they're adaptable. Yet, adaptation is something that doesn't come easily to all traders. They feel if they tweak things, they're betraying the plan they've worked so hard to build. And that's the exact perspective holding them back. What you need isn't just structure. You need a flexible framework, one that evolves with your performance phase and the market you're in. Here's how. The three types of flexibility you need. I categorize three types of flexibility in trading. One, mental flexibility. That means letting go of perfect plans, adjusting expectations fast, taking each trade isolatedly, knowing when to press and pause. Two, emotional flexibility. This is about discomfort tolerance, staying aware of your internal state, noticing emotion before it becomes sabotage. Three, strategic, which translates protecting your edge without abandoning it, temporarily adjusting entries, size, or profit targets based on the current context. These three types of flexibility work together to help you adapt without losing your edge. But even when you understand this, the question arises: how soon should
just
you
wait
adapt?
for US studies to
How
pull
did
back.
something I asked myself recently? Is 1 week
I
enough to
put a
adapt?
limit if I don't miss this. We've got news in about 3 minutes, so
My usual setup was still triggering, but I noticed something subtle. They were hitting take profits faster than reversing.
there's the 5 a.m.
Speed was
open.
adding noise to clean trades.
Don't like when we reject 5 a.m. open.
So I made a
It's
change. I started taking profits earlier. Not forever, just for now. And this question came up in my mind: is 1 week of trades enough data to justify adapting? 1 week is enough to make a temporary, low-risk adjustment. It's not enough to rewrite your rules altogether. You don't need overwhelming data to respond to obvious environmental shifts. You need awareness and a plan to monitor the results of the tweak. That's the difference between grounded adaptation and emotional reaction. Grateful to have you here as a paying subscriber. If this resonated, share it with someone serious about trading performance. Two types of feedback. Most traders pay attention to market feedback, the big picture stuff. Price isn't moving the same. Wicks are wider. Volatility's up. News is hitting hard. These are the signals that the environment has shifted. But it's easier to overlook trade feedback. What's happening inside your trades? Things like how long it's taking to reach your stop or target, whether price is moving cleanly or consolidating, if entries are getting slipped or feel off, whether your winners are stalling halfway. We're so focused on the result that we tend to miss the behavior. That behavior holds precious information. When you start combining both market and trade feedback, adaptation becomes a lot clearer and smarter. A client example. Last Wednesday, one of my clients was holding a put options trade that was up plus 15%. Then the unexpected bullish candle came, sparked by headlines about Trump's proposed tariffs on Chinese goods. And suddenly, that same position was down 80%. No warning, no time to react. He didn't hesitate. He closed the trade immediately. What saved him was the size. He had already reduced his risk exposure ahead of the week. That one decision made the loss manageable. The size you use in trades is the one thing that can turn a small mistake into a huge loss. And it gives you something huge, time to respond instead of reacting. That's valuable. After the session, he made a bigger shift. Instead of managing multiple trades at once, his usual approach, he's now focusing on one trade at a time while volatility remains elevated. Not as a new permanent rule, but as a short-term adjustment based on what this market.
We got news coming up.
That's what flexible trading looks like. You don't wait until your system breaks.
Yeah, no prices on the end.
How to know avoiding. One thing is to, another is to act based on fear. Here's how to check. Is this change based on current market behavior or my emotional state? Does this help me manage pressure without damaging my long-term edge? Am I tracking the result or just hoping it works? Answering yes to those means you're adapting. Anything less is likely avoidance. Matching your flexibility to the phase you're in. Aside from market conditions, flexibility also depends on the phase you're in. If you're in recovery after a drawdown, for example, your priority is to protect mental capital. You can adapt by reducing size and going for base hits to slowly rebuild your confidence. This doesn't mean acting on emotion. It means honoring where you are, knowing that you're temporarily out of shape, and adjusting accordingly to replenish reserves. If you're in a momentum phase with an equity curve with higher highs and higher lows, then this is the right time to scale what's working and expand the edge. You can adapt by testing small increases in size or stretch targets if that makes sense for your strategy. Knowing your current phase allows you to adapt in a way that supports, not sabotages, your performance. One action step. Ask yourself, what's one adjustment I can make this week that protects my mental capital without damaging my long-term edge? Make that adjustment intentionally. Track it. If it helps you stay clearer and more in control, keep it. If not, drop it. Flexible precision. Love. Sarah. P.S. If you haven't yet, make sure to secure your spot in next Saturday's webinar on unlearning the mind programs blocking your trading success here. Unlock your next level in trading. This is for committed traders with a strategy already in place, now ready to master execution, eliminate emotional mistakes, and elevate.
Already did the CID.
For 6-month programs.
Is currently in the
90-minute video calls.
Yes,
Real-time feedback via private chat. Proven tools, mental frameworks, trading journals. Ready to turn consistency into growth and growth into profit. Related reads. Eliminate emotional mistakes and elevate performance. 2, 4, or 6-month programs. Weekly 90-minute video calls. Real-time feedback via private chat. Proven tools, mental frameworks, trading journals, and performance trackers. Ready to turn consistency into growth and growth into profit. Related reads.
Alright, we're in. First trade of the morning. Let's see how this plays out.
The spiritual side of trading, on freedom, failure, and the illusion of more. Why letting go of the finish line may be the most powerful trading move you ever make. by Sarah. A big thank you to everyone who attended yesterday's webinar. The recording will be available this coming week for all paid subscribers. If you're ready to put the work in and wish to participate in the private webinars, upgrade below. One of my clients recently shared a story from the psychology of money that really landed for both of us. In a lavish party in the Hamptons, hosted by a billionaire hedge fund manager, two guests, a novelist and a journalist, are standing off to the side, each holding a drink, watching the crowd. At one point, the journalist says, "This guy made more money yesterday than you've made in your entire life." The novelist pauses, then answers calmly, "Yes, but I have something he will never have." Curious, the journalist asks, "What's that?" And the novelist replies, "Enough." That line stayed with me. In trading, enough is invisible. We don't see it. We don't name it. We just keep chasing. One more win. One more reason to finally feel like you're doing okay. What if there's no finish line? What if the moment you stop chasing, you find that what you were looking for was already here? This week's post is about something many of you have asked me to write about, the spiritual side of trading, and what opens up when you stop running and start returning to now. Today you'll learn how presence dissolves pressure, fear, and feelings of failure. How to navigate the tension between ambition and enough. A spiritual lens on trading that can bring clarity, calm, and flow. If you're ready to reconnect to the why behind your trading, this is for you. The illusion of the future in trading. Most suffering in trading comes from projecting into the future. Fear of missing out, fear of loss, fear of never making it. But obstacles are mind created. Failure only exists when viewed through the lens of a timeline.
I've got a different
Let go
account
of
for
time.
it.
Feedback, not failure. There's no finally I made it moment in trading, although traders have this illusion. If only I could fix my overtrading. If only I could stop making impulsive trades. If only I could ride traders longer. I can't be at peace until I is a thought that creates obstacles. But when you're fully present, obstacles dissolve. You're not trying to get somewhere. Trading becomes lighter, more fluid, less of a battle. Let's talk about how to get there. The type of freedom no one talks about. During the same conversation with that client of mine, he mentioned that there are three crucial types of freedom for him. Financial freedom, having the money to do what he wants. Location freedom, being able to live or work from anywhere. Time freedom, choosing how to spend his hours. If you notice, the hallmark of freedom is hitting all these three. You can have one or two and still feel trapped. You might have financial and location freedom, but no time. Or time and location freedom, but still feel restricted by money. Or worse, have all three and still feel empty. Enlarging your circle of control is the only way to access all three truly. That means creating the rules you live by. This happens when you build something that you govern, set the structure, the rhythm, and the values, and actually live by them. When I used to work part-time jobs after dropping out of my full-time job, I didn't feel poor because I had time freedom, and I knew that time would allow me to eventually build financial freedom on my own terms. Most importantly, that is the only way to not fall for the fear of regret, which has been one of my main motivators throughout life. That choice gave me, even after these three types of freedom, there's a more profound freedom, one that no external condition can give you. Mental freedom, the kind of freedom that comes from presence, from being at peace with where you are, not constantly needing to get somewhere to feel okay, from not being owned by thoughts or outcomes. That's the most radical kind of freedom, and ironically, it's the only one available to all of us right now. Enough versus ambition. That peace coming from not constantly needing to get somewhere is something difficult to weather. The dilemma of what's a good balance between ambition and content is what confuses people. We tend to think, either I'm driven and ambitious, or I'm content and complacent. But after all, they can coexist. Enough is a feeling, not a finish line. Many chase consistent results, thinking it will finally quiet the noise, but that noise is internal. Ambition becomes dangerous when it's an escape from discomfort rather than a genuine desire to grow. There's a difference between expanding and escaping. One is grounded in confidence, what I'm capable of. The other is fearful. I need to achieve more to feel okay with
Press the
myself.
button. Man, you study better move, bro.
Enough. Ambition becomes lighter,
You
healthier,
study
and more
better
sustainable.
move for me.
Instead of growing to
Because,
fill
bro,
a hole,
look at all
you grow
this.
because you're whole, and you want to express that wholeness. The
Partial
process
growth,
is the
man.
way. In The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, he writes, "In the chaos of sport, as in life, process provides us a way. It says, okay, you've got to do something very difficult. Don't focus. Instead, break it down into pieces.
Finally, man,
Explain
the
what
streak
you
ends.
and do it well. And then move
The
on to the next
losing
one.
streak.
Follow the process,
It's
not the
over.
prize." Holiday continues. Don't think about the end. Think about surviving. The process is your anchor. It lives in the present, the only thing that's real. It's easy for the mind to wander, to crave certainty, to predict outcomes. But your job is not to impede it from doing that. It is to gently recognize when you're drifting and bring it back to the task at hand. Yes, you can plan for the future, but that preparation takes place at a different timing. Once you have outlined your plan, your daily life is built to live each step of it, one at a time. No questioning, just doing what you need to do. That's the pure definition of trusting the process. When the goal arrives, you'll know. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Loss acceptance is hard not because of the numbers. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. The obstacle is the way, not just in trading, but in identity. Until then, there's nothing to worry about. Because of what we attach to those numbers. Our worth, our future, our identity. And beneath that attachment is something deeper, the fear of ego death. We live in a culture obsessed with I achievement, image, status. So when we lose, it threatens who we think we are. But what if that I isn't who we really are? From the moment the ego drops, those attachments, wins, losses, status, lose their grip. There's no I left to protect. There's just presence. There's just us. Trading from that space, from selflessness, from contribution, changes everything. It becomes less about beating the market and more about becoming the kind of person who shows up with clarity, honesty, and calm. Not just for yourself, but for your family, your future kids, your community. Becoming a better trader becomes a path to becoming a better human. And that shift gives trading depth, meaning, and peace. Gratitude is the shortcut to enough. If presence is the state and freedom is the outcome, then gratitude is the bridge. A valuable tool that's at our disposal every single day to aid us in achieving this type of presence is gratitude. Gratitude brings you into the now. It dissolves scarcity. It reminds you that even in chaos, you're not lacking, you're living. Gratitude doesn't require everything to be perfect. It just requires a pause and willingness to see what's already here. In trading, gratitude can look like appreciating the chance to learn, not just earn. Noticing how far you've come, even if you're not there yet. Taking pride in honoring your rules, not just in winning trades. The truth is, you'll never feel like you have enough if you're always measuring
Just
what's next.
come back and
But in a
perform,
single
man.
moment of gratitude,
No emotions, no.
you remember that nothing
That's
is
what
missing,
it's about.
that you're okay, that you're here, and that's enough. With love, Sarah, unlock your next level in trading. This is for committed traders with a strategy already in place, now ready to master execution, eliminate emotional mistakes, and elevate performance. 2, 4, or 6-month programs, weekly 90-minute video calls, real-time feedback via private chat, proven tools, mental frameworks, trading journals, and performance trackers. Ready to turn consistency into growth and growth into profit. Related reads.
Ooh. Why is your aesthetic struggling now? No, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. This spirit is about to take some liquidity. Nasdaq ready to hit. It's Nasdaq here. Alright, we have news coming out now. So gotta be careful now. Nice, first spirit is boom. Took some off of them. I think I hit my goal for the day on with this trade right here. Yeah, actually started almost double, almost 0.5. Let's see that. Once we take out this low down here, I want to see us close above S&T out of it. Now the macro started to run. Remember that.
The quiet power of knowing you're already enough. Unlock your potential by trading from wholeness, not lack. And Sarah, level up your mindset. Grow your P&L. One of the biggest traps traders fall into, and honestly, one I've caught it myself, is the belief that more will finally make them feel enough. More
I
consistency,
don't know.
more profits, more wins, more validation. But if more is your only path to peace, then you'll never arrive at the destination. Every milestone becomes just another moving target, and the cycle slowly erodes your self-confidence. Today's post is about something I don't see getting talked about a lot: how to navigate the tension between ambition and enough without losing yourself in between. The paradox of growth. Ambition and contentment seem to be opposites on the surface, You're either hungry for growth or grateful for what you have, either pushing forward or standing still. But if you look closer, partners, not enemies. When you're anchored in the feeling of I'm already enough, ambition becomes clean. It's not fueled by fear. It's fueled by curiosity, creativity, and a genuine desire to explore your potential. You're not growing to patch a hole inside you. You're growing because you're full. And growth
The
is the
safety
freest
has been
expression of
lagging
that
every
fullness.
day this week.
Most
Oh, hold
traders get
on.
stuck.
So
Many
it's
traders
gonna
attach their
happen.
sense of enoughness to external outcomes.
So that'll be it for today. I'm just gonna go work out now. Um, and let's see if this plays out. I'm gonna leave this to run all the way. Um, alright, yeah. Muted. I'll let the stream play on. I'm thinking about another setup somewhere around here, possibly like this or that. Um, High price running this, so it's our liquidity. We're still inside of this hourly IFBG, so still watching that, and we have this as well. This area is another BPR. This is a break of that. Currently below 50%. Got some SMT as well. In 1 minute, it looks like it wants to already stop by. But, you know, we'll just keep us in check with our rules, but the animals. So, we need to close the ball first before any. This is still green. It's not time to go yet. This doesn't mean bearish. It's not time to go yet. This time, man, this one I want to see is time. If we says 31 minute for value gap. 1 minute CISD as well. We also end the 1 hour IFVG. Also 10 minutes left to do. Like all these weeks, you know. Want them to IFVG this as well. Alright, so I'm gonna build up 4 contracts. It says marinating. Why is this not open? No close, no trade. That's what I see. We'll wait for another 5 minutes. Brilliant. It's a very low chance that we go bullish from what I'm seeing here. We have around the low though. So maybe it's 50% of this. I'll close, I'll trade. Once beaten, trade twice beaten, shine. Alright, let's see if this one is gonna give us that bounce. So we can get a bounce off here. We need to get some food. That's the bottom week. What the next hourly should be. That stuff's below the hourly average. So that's 92. I managed to use this as I like this count, honestly, just the position. This price did do an immediate rebalance. There's some big fair value gaps on the moment. Really want 400 points for the day. also represented as expressed a wide-ranging tax and spending bill backed by President Trump. The legislation was passed with a vote of 215 to 215, and Senate approving last November. The bill could lead a significant mark on U.S. tax and spending policy for years to come, but this is just the first headline as National Budget Office estimates the bill would add about $2.3 trillion to the U.S. national. Why are you going to so much debt? As a Donald Trump to the U.S. debt? And I said that big, but everyone thinks it's beautiful. That's what I guess how dynamic movie. Miss pictures. House passes frequent domestic policy package. What can we do now? Just wait. need this candle to actually move. I don't want no swing high forming at 10 past. I don't want that. We haven't tested the top side of this gap yet. I think that's what we should be going to next. An internal liquidity sweep. No, that's the range. Almost twice into this discomfort already. So this is not good. Why would you close that much speed to the downside? Are you crazy? That's the original entry. Is to reject this. Nope. Bro, I want to crash my foot. Can we get back to what I will be? This one rather bad. This is what I want right now. Get back about that article. Retesting the LVG and the S and the CSD in 1 minute. Let's see what we can do here now. It's gonna really start going. Everything will be good if not. Sitting inside hourly for ING right now. For 5 minutes, we're supposed to respect the gap. Come on, man, show some momentum. The momentum is just on the downside of the this candle. I've hit my goal for the day already. So I don't want to lose too much. I don't just want to close this trade, obviously. But my entry is right below 50% of this IVT. Let's see if they just want to use this to go straight away. That would be nice. I'm doing on the macro right now. This was a macro high, so once we take this, I think I should go break even. Yeah. Okay. Take some of it, I think. Don't start this shit again, man. Bro, just gonna make me close the whole thing, honestly. Okay, I'll just stay break even for now. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'll probably be until 5, but like, bro, that's bullshit, man. Let's see how we hold here. Killing below this 50% of this at time. Let's see the next guy is expanded. Alright. Damn. What? That's wild. That's wild. Mm. Jesus, come down here to play with me or the point. Just keep going up. Do no dumb shit, man. I'll put my stops here to be honest with you. Bruh. So I have you choose retesting. What minute looks like once you just see every time. Wow, Spain inside 5 minute gap. That's crazy. Just to disrespect it. man, just take this high. If you can take this 1 minute high right now. Trying to go break even and take pressures too much. Need to get this account over with. I'm gonna push it on the main account. Probably even right here. But as far as this one goes, I need to take this out first. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to go, man. Pay fees. Take some off right there. Last up candle for the day, just in case I want to do anything. That's the last up candle for the day. W. It's a dub right there. Yeah, I think it's over. Relax that, relax that. Look at that. Took a form more the high today. W patience, man. W patience. W fucking patience. That's what I'm doing. Should be weird for really this entry here, man. That would have been my. I need to get more clinical. I'm not clinical right now, but it's alright. We'll bounce back. The market's been shaking. Look at this. Look at what I'm working with, you know. Red across the board. Checking burner. Yes, sir. 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 Checking burner. Checking burner. Yes, sir. 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 Checking burner. I need to go and chop, man. Flipping. Y'all could watch this. I'm going to sleep. Sorry to eat some food, man. This, yeah, begin to take off all of this here. Let me trail this a little bit more. Right below 5 a.m. open. Good. Yeah. We're on the next macro now. It's about to be noon as well, so I'm not even I don't really care these guys to be honest. But let's see. Let's see what's still gonna be. Look at this thing. Price shouldn't be coming below the 50% of this if we want to keep going up. So let's put my stuff right there. Put this 500 back.